What's going on, people? Your boy, man, Mike here, man. Just got to give my 3 things that stood out in this Atlanta Falcons win, man. Gotta say, first off, when you stay positive, when you stay committed to what you are and how the team is forming, and put your team before self, this is what happens, man. Alright, what the hell am I talking about? Julio mother freaking Jones, alright? Julio Jones, man, this guy, man, is what I call a pro's pro. He just goes out, does what he's supposed to do, and he doesn't worry about his own personal stats. For the most part, I know everyone wants to see Julio Jones in the damn end zone, including myself, but when you have an offense like the Atlanta Falcons and a quarterback like Matt Ryan, man, everyone else is getting their due. You got Calvin Ridley with 7 freaking touchdowns right now. 7 fucking touchdowns from a rookie. Okay? There's nothing else for me. I don't understand why everyone is so obsessed over touchdowns. Alright? I really don't get it. Like I said, Julio Jones is the best receiver in the game. Alright? Make no mistake about it. Anybody with a brain can see that Julio Jones is the best receiver in the game. But when the offense is eating the way we eating, man, the Falcons are eating the way they eating, Julio Jones is not too worried about, touchdowns. This offense is, have to look at the numbers, but this offense is in top 5 in scoring, top 5 in scoring offense, yards. I mean, this offense is just explosive altogether. And yesterday, this is 3 keys to victory. 3 things that stood out in the victory. Gotta go with the first one. Of course, that was Julio Jones having another one of his big games. 7 catches for 121 yards. And that damn touchdown on Julio Jones. Look, man, you talk about beast mode. Alright, you talking about beast mode? That was beast mode. This guy running like a damn... He was running like Adrian Peterson yesterday, okay? He was not going to be denied. Julio was not going to be denied. So, I couldn't be any more excited, happy for a guy like Julio, man. He deserves it. And when you look at building a perfect player, especially attitude, his work ethic, the way he goes out, he doesn't complain, he doesn't bitch, he doesn't show out on the sideline like number of wide receivers do. A lot of guys do today. The Odell Beckhams, Antonio Brown. We don't see that from Julio. We don't see him bad talk his quarterback if he had a bad game. Julio stands up for his players. He stands up for Matt, and that's the way you're supposed to go about things. All right, so Julio Jones is obviously the first one, man. Like I said, he's unselfish, and the Falcons definitely, are blessed to have a guy like him. I mean, like I said, he doesn't complain. He just want to get what's due to him as far as money is concerned. That holdout was all about, and we're seeing exactly why. This offense is just explosive, all right, with Julio Jones. Second one is obviously for me, Tevin Coleman. Tevin Coleman, for the first time all year, showed why he is capable of being a feature back. Hasn't been consistent for my liking, but I like what I saw from an all-around game. Tevin Coleman, 156 total yards, 2 touchdowns, 13 for 88 rushing, 68 and 2 touchdowns. All right, so Tevin Coleman doing this thing. Ito Smith doing this thing, 10 carries for 60 yards. And the offensive line just did their thing, man. You have to highlight the offensive line. They were brilliant. You're down 2 offensive guards. Ben Garland has been a pro's pro. He's come in, filled his role, and those guys just did the damn thing yesterday, man. So we got to give a big ups to the offensive lineman, Tevin Coleman, Edo Smith, those guys in the running game. Third, have to go to the secondary. I know everybody will say, Matt Ryan did his thing, but I have to give the credit to the secondary. Despite True Hunt dropping a couple of interceptions, the coverage was brilliant. You guys, I said this a while back, that I've been saying this all along on this damn channel, that True Hunt is the better corner. And when you see what happened when Robert Alford, this is no coincidence why this team plays so much better without Robert Alford. Robert Alford is an opportunistic cornerback. Why I say that is because he gets big time, flashy interceptions that come at the right time, pick sixes. That's all good. But when it comes down, it's much more to being a corner than just interceptions, man. So when you look at the Falcons, the secondary, the sky's the limit for Isaiah Oliver. He stepped in. He played that dude played his heart out, all right? He's a rookie. He's still learning. He still has to, learn to play the ball a little bit more, on deep passes and the fade routes and whatnot. But that'll come in time. But for the most part, I love what I saw from Brian Poole, Isaiah Oliver, Desmond Trufant. Those guys played damn well. And that monster in the middle, all right? It's going to be hard for Rico Allen to get his spot back when that boy is just continuing to get turnovers. That DeMonte Casey, all right? That motherfucking DeMonte Casey, all right? You got to love this guy, all right? Just continue to get picked, continue to improve. And this Falcons, I want to say something about Dan Quinn. For me, this is the best season, best coaching job he's done, even over the 2016 season. You're down, man, I don't know, 6 or 7 starters right now, both offense and defense, and this Falcons team is right back in it. They're in 7th, all right, in 7th spot. A spot away from having the wild card position. With all these injuries, the Falcons weren't supposed to be. They're not supposed to be doing this well. But when you have Matt Ryan and a defensive, look, man, Dan Quinn is he's a guru when it comes down to motivating players, man. And like I said, this is the best coaching job that I've seen from him, even over 2016. We seeing improvement from Duke Riley, Foye Olakun, Didi Sanat, and Grady Jarrett, Vic Beasley. Those guys are doing what they're supposed to do, man. They're playing well. Jack Crawford, even when you have a limited, front line, you're still seeing these guys put in the effort. You're still seeing these guys really, they're doing their thing, man. So when it comes down to it, I think this is Dan Quinn's best year as a coach. So with that being said, man, those are the 3 keys to victory, and let's get straight to it, man. Let's get straight to the fun, man. Answer all these questions, quotes from you guys, which I absolutely love. So, how did Oliver do, Joe Grizzly? Man, I thought Isaiah Oliver did brilliant, all right? This guy's going to be a stud. He's going to be a star for me. I think the only thing from his game yesterday that I see that needs working is his ball skills on deep throws. I think quarterbacks and receivers are taking advantage of his inexperience. But for the most part, his coverage was excellent. But when it comes to the fades, deep routes, and playing in the end zone, I think quarterbacks and receivers are starting to use, they use that against him, his inexperience against him. So But for the most part, man, the defense was brilliant without Robert Alford. I mean, I love Alford, but Isaiah Oliver is going to be a real deal. And whether we like it or not, whether people like it or not, we're seeing the last of Robert Alford. You cannot, all right? You cannot ignore the fact, especially if the Falcons come out in the next game without Robert Alford, who has an ankle injury. If he continues to play out, the defense continues to play like this, and Isaiah Oliver continue to improve, we're seeing the last of Robert Alford. Make no mistake about it. The offense, yes, yesterday, man, it was just like a damn buffet, man. All right, everybody got their chance to eat. Everybody got exactly what they wanted, how they wanted it, hot, cold, wherever the fuck they wanted. All right, they got it on offense, and make no mistake about it, that Washington defense is for real. All right, that's a pretty damn good defense. So they have a pretty good front seven. Their defense, they get turnovers. So that team is a damn good defense. So I don't want to hear anyone say, the Falcons didn't play anyone. It was couldn't be further from the truth. That's a very good team. That team was 5-2. So I like what the Falcons are headed offensively, defensively. They're improving, and they can continue to get, win the next couple of games, get Deion Jones back at the Dallas Cowboy game. The Falcons are going to be in good shape to make a run at the playoffs. Patrick stats, they're finally starting to use the flare to our running backs in the beginning scene. I think what Sark was doing, and I'm seeing a lot of that now, as he's used even on the play with Julio Jones. He was using toss. He was using those plays to set up plays that he wanted to call in the second half of the season. So what we're seeing from the Atlanta Falcons, a lot of people were saying, wondering why the hell was Sark calling so many damn, toss plays and stretch plays and whatnot. We're seeing exactly that. We're seeing him use those plays to set up touchdowns and to get guys like Calvin Ridley, to get Julio Jones, the guy plays on screens. We saw on that play that that he used the toss and kind of faked the screen, and Julio caught it, and he went for 60 yards, 63 yards for the touchdown. So Sark is definitely improving as a play caller. So man, the Falcons, man, oh my gosh, the Falcons is just steadily improving. But do you think the Falcons' schedule is coming up is winnable? I think the Falcons' next 4 or 5 games are winnable. I think we could probably realistically go 4-1. You never know when we playing the Saints. This could be up and down. One year we sweep the Saints, next year they sweep us, and most of the time it's 1-1. We win here, they win there, or vice versa. All right, so this is the Falcons realistic. I guess the next 4 or 5 games, maybe next 5 game, I'm thinking they can go 4-1. I don't like going to New Orleans because every time you go there, you have to blow these guys out. You have to bring your A game, and even that, a lot of these, you saw it yesterday. The Rams, when they're at home, these refs they love to fucking they love to damn cheat. All right, they love to take advantage of to try to call bull crap against teams when the Saints are at home. So I'm not saying that the Falcons can't win in the Saints at home, but when you have that voodoo bullcrap shitty stadium, all right, weird shit happens. Refs cheat, just weird shit happens. Block punts, just stuff that usually don't happen when you go down to New Orleans. So realistically, I'm thinking the Falcons can go 4-1 in the next couple of games. I'm not worried about the Browns. You can't overlook them. Baker Mayfield is a guy that I will be keeping a close eye on. But for the most part, I think the Falcons go 4-1, man. Thanksgiving. Yes, the Saints. We will play the Saints on Thanksgiving. Something that I'm not looking forward to. I do not like Thursday games. I don't like Thanksgiving games. But it is what it is. I get to have some Thanksgiving food and see us whoop the Saints' ass. All right. Lucas Stricker. Yeah, Oliver did damn. Oliver did damn. He did damn good. The only thing that I can kind of nitpick at is his ball skills, and that will come in time. I think wide receivers and especially a veteran like Alex Smith, he knows how to take advantage of young guys, especially in the end zone. But the ball skills improve with experience. But for the most part, Oliver did damn good. All right, he was impressed, man. It's something that he does a lot of. He knows how to do. But man, I was impressed by the guy. I really was impressed by him. It's going to be difficult for Dan Quinn to put this guy back on the bench after, if he puts up another a game against have a pretty good game against the Browns. It's going to be difficult for Oliver to come in and sit on the bench. Like Robert Alford, he's dealing with an ankle injury, but he's not playing well at all. I mean, it's been the case all year round. So I don't think Dan Quinn could just completely ignore his improvement. And you want to give him snaps. You don't want him sitting on the bench. You don't want him sitting on the bench at all, man. I like what I see from Isaiah Oliver. And like I said before, we're looking at the end of Robert Alford in Atlanta. You can write it, take a picture. I don't give a fuck, all right? He is gone out of Atlanta. You can't continue to pay him that much money to, pretty much be inconsistent. Isaiah Oliver is the future of the Atlanta Falcons. That Matt Ryan, Austin Hooper connection, man, like I said, I think Austin Hooper is one of those guys that when you have a Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley, Muhammad Sanu, Tevin Coleman, all these guys, all these weapons on offense, you cannot ignore that this guy is he's improving. Matt Ryan loves the guy, and he just makes plays. Austin Hooper is who I call, he's going to have a breakout year. He's my breakout player for the Atlanta Falcons this year. So I love what I see from Austin Hooper. And J.Y., yes, that's an excellent. The Redskins I try not to say Redskins on, try to be respectful. But Washington Skins, they have a damn good defense, and the Falcons just ran up and down. And man, that pancake, yeah, you got that right, Magnus. Oh my God, that pancake on Josh Norman, whew, man. Jake Matthews blasted his ass. That play all around was good from the very beginning. It was a perfect call by Steve Sarkisian. Matt Ryan, he faked the toss, turned around and threw a bullet. It was right on the money to Julio, and Julio just took that bitch to the house. So that was a great play all around. Execution, the finish, just everything about that play was just brilliant. It was just destined. All right, Julio was destined to score. I mean, even Josh Norman. All right, he ate Josh Norman up all freaking game. All right, even on that play where he pretty much burned Josh Norman, and that's the type of play that you can't have from defensive backs. You can't be pulling guys just because you got beat. You can't be pulling guys from behind like that. Julio it could have been another situation with Terry Owens where he had, when he broke his leg, during the regular season, he was having a damn good season, and the guy just want to pull him from behind like that because he got beat. You can't do that stuff, man. If you got burned, all right, give up the play, but don't do things like that and potentially hurt a guy. I hated that play on Josh Norman. If I was on the damn field, I probably would have punched him. All right, punched his helmet, whatever. But that shit is dirty. Josh Norman, you can't do that shit. You can't do stuff like that at all. Julio means way too much to this defense. I mean, to the defense, to the team in its entirety. But you can't do stuff like that, man. You get beat, you get beat. But don't try to do things like that that potentially hurt guys. I hated that shit. And Joe, yeah, I think it's amazing how much positive came from the offensive line playing better. I've been saying this all along. Man, one thing about the Atlanta Falcons offense, and one thing that Dan Quinn preaches, is depth, and we have to give it up to Ben Garland. All right, I would love to see this guy back. I think he's the perfect backup. I think we saw it in the playoffs against the Rams. We saw it um, for the last couple of years. I mean, this guy can play he can play center, both guards position, and on top of that, he can be a defensive lineman. All right, play defensive tackle. So this guy is brilliant. For me, you cannot let guys like Ben Garland go. So I would love to see Ben Garland come back, man. Even Wes Schweitzer, he's playing much better. Needs to get him need to improve in some areas, but that offensive line, Ryan Schrader was quiet for the most part. Jake Matthews was quiet for the most part, but this offensive line is definitely improving. They played damn good against a terrific Skins front seven, man. Those guys are legit up front. So I don't want to hear, like I said, I don't want to hear any complaints. Saying that the Washington team is not a legit team. They were 5-2. They have some pretty damn good wins under their resume. So, man, like I said, man, I was impressed by their offensive line. And Josh Norman, like I said, man, it is what it is. Every cornerback that lines up against Julio, they get their ass toasted. So I don't want to hear anybody say that Antonio Brown, Odell Beckham Jr. is the best receiver in the game because they scored a touchdown. No, screw that. Julio kills everyone that stands in his path. When you talk about beast mode, all right, a guy that is one of the greatest of all time, all right, he's on his way to breaking yet another record. Julio Jones, I think he's like 13 yards away from becoming the fastest player of all time to 10,000 receiving yards. That's ahead of Calvin Johnson. Yeah, this guy's the real deal. All right, this guy is the real freaking deal. So, man, I'm just excited, man. I really am excited about this win yesterday. It was a quality win for a quality team and the Washington Skins. And you cannot take anything away from this total team effort. In the last couple of years, coming off of by Dan Quinn is, I think he has one freaking, his records in the second half of the season are pretty much impeccable. I think 7-0, 7-0, and 6-1 in 2016, 15, I believe. 2016. Dan Quinn, he's an excellent coach, and like I said, I think this is the best year we've seen from Dan Quinn. Falcons, all right, yeah, man. The highlights of that game was just brilliant, man. It was just a brilliant, awesome game for the Atlanta Falcons. This is what it's all about, man. Coaching. Have to make those adjustments, and Dan Quinn, those guys make a hell of an adjustment. And like I said, I have to give Steve Sarkisian his credit, man. This guy has showed everybody, including guys like Kurt Warner, a lot of freaking guys that gave this guy a hard time, said he wasn't creative, he didn't know what he was doing, he just doesn't understand, blah, 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 bull crap. This guy played he called a excellent game. He knows how to use every guy on the offense now, and he's using Edo Smith, Tevin Coleman, these guys, finally using these guys as receivers now. So the more and more you go through the season, we're going to see a lot of different things, and the Falcons' offense is going to open up. This offense is going to open up. Like I said, I saw a couple of plays where I was just shocked at just the calls at Steve Sarkisian. Those were brilliant calls. I mean, a lot of guys look at McVay at Rams as being a brilliant offensive. Steve Sarkisian made some excellent plays. He called some excellent plays yesterday. I mean, on the play to Tevin Coleman when he was wide open, he had Julio Jones wide open as well. There were two guys wide open, and you only get that when you make brilliant calls. That was a brilliant call. Julio Jones was wide open. Matt Ryan had two guys wide open on one play. And like I said, the more this guy get comfortable with the players around him, Steve Sarkisian is going to show you everyone why, one, Nick Saban called him to be an offensive analyst, offensive coordinator for the Alabama Crimson Tide, and why Dan Quinn had to have this guy in Atlanta as the offensive coordinator after pretty much no experience. We're saying what Sark is capable of. And like I said before, if you go back and look at his track record at USC and Washington, this guy knows how to score. He knows how to get players the ball. He knows how to get playmakers the ball. He's brilliant. And we're seeing that now. How do you think True did? Man, I think, like I said, I've posted these stats plenty of time about Desmond Trufant. The only thing about Desmond Trufant that is probably the weakest part of his game is catching. The guy can't catch, okay? He can't catch at all. He catch worse than damn Levine Toilolo. All right, you call him Stone Hands. All right, that's his nickname, Stone Hands. Trufant can't catch. He can't catch at all. So when you look at Desmond Trufant, you have to look at his game in its entirety. A lot of quarterbacks don't go to his side, and then when they do, they're short underneath plays because Trufant plays off. He doesn't get beat deep at all. Outside of the 2017 season when he's coming back from the injury, and he's still kind of dealing with that confidence, with that torn pec. He's still dealing with that. Trufant he doesn't want to re-injure it. All right, so he's dealing with confidence, but for the most part, when you look at Desmond Trufant in his entirety, the guy is the best corner on this team, and he's still one of the best corners in the league. The Falcons offense, the Falcons defense, like I said, they're missing key players, so you won't see, Trufant at his best. But I think if you go back and look at the Steelers game, for the most part, he was locked up with Antonio Brown. And when Trufant went out with an injury, they immediately went to Antonio Brown. And guess what? He got a big play, and that was on Robert Alford. So when I tell you guys to look at, when it comes down to Trufant, just don't look at the interceptions, because you're going to be let down, and you're going to be, like I said, you're going to be let down, and you're going to be disappointed when you look at his interceptions. And one misconception about, Trufant, Robert Alford gets more interceptions and blah, blah, blah. Well, if you look at his career totals, Trufant, Robert Alford only separated by 2 picks. Robert Alford only has 2 more picks than Desmond Trufant. All right? Desmond Trufant has given up a total of 19 touchdowns in his entire career. Robert Alford has given up 31 touchdowns. 31 touchdowns on his own in his career. These guys came in the same year. Robert Alford gave up 1,000 yards himself. Robert Alford gave up 1,000 yards himself. So that tells me a lot. So when you look at Trufant, you can't just solely base his money, his stats, on how good of a corner he is. Because you look at interceptions, you're going to be disappointed what you see from Desmond Trufant. Because he can't catch. He's not a ball hawk. He's not one of those guys you look for to get. He's not that guy. Desmond Trufant is just a solid guy who does what he's supposed to do, and he does it well. That's why the Falcons gave him. You don't have to worry about Desmond Trufant being inconsistent 3, 4, 5, 6 games in a row. You have a game with Desmond Trufant. You know, he's not at his top level, but he's going to be consistent. And Saquon Barkley, Adrian Peterson, those guys, Connor Chris, yeah, those guys are absolute beasts, all right? Those guys, you can't bring them down with just one tackle. You have to game tackle those guys. And the linebackers for the Atlanta Falcons, got to give it to Duke Riley and Olakun. Foye Olakun, Campbell, those guys have been playing damn well, all right? We haven't heard anything about Olakun. You haven't heard anything about Duke Riley. Those guys are playing damn good ball. So the tackling has definitely improved, man. And like I said, you give Dan Quinn enough time, he's going to make sure that his guys improve, and he's going to make sure they're prepared. He's going to put these guys in position where they can succeed, and we're seeing exactly that. Yeah, look, man, I'm not Trufant dropped 3 picks, but yeah, I'm not worried about it, man. That defense played well. I don't look for Desmond Trufant to get picks. I mean, if he gets a pick, that's fine. But for the most part, my concern with Desmond Trufant is to just do your fucking job, and let's not give up big plays. We don't need big plays. The Falcons defense is designed to get after the quarterback, make the tackle, and not give up big plays. And Desmond Trufant does not give up big plays. That's all you ask for. That's all you ask for in the corner. Just don't get beat deep. Don't get beat consistently. Don't make penalties. Don't make foolish penalties. And so far, Robert Alford has done exactly that. He's gotten beat deep. He's penalties. He's dropping interceptions. So what the fuck is Robert Alford good at this point? You have to go with Isaiah Oliver. And like I said, I like Alford, but he's too inconsistent. Falcons need to start grooming this guy to be the starting corner. He needs to stop. He has to start grooming Isaiah Oliver. Let him play on the outside and put Robert Alford in the inside as the slot corner. At some point, like I said, you must put Isaiah Oliver in. You cannot continue to put Robert Alford. Do not bring him back until he's 100% healthy. All right, I like what I've seen from Oliver. He has tremendous length and ability. He just has to get more experience. Jonathan Smith, Vic Beasley is ass. No, that's completely false, all right? This is exactly what I mean by people being concerned so much about the end result, and that's sacks. We saw yesterday Tack and Vic get to the quarterback so many times. It's about getting to the quarterback, all right? Disrupting the flow of the offense. Making the quarterback double clutch. Making sure that he feels the rush. Vic Beasley and Tack, they didn't get sacks yesterday. But they were instrumental. They was one of the keys. Grady Jarrett, Vic Beasley, Tack McKinley, one of the keys to the Falcons' success yesterday. They got pressure all day. But when you have a quarterback like Alex Smith, he's not going to hold on to the ball. You either have to get instant pressure immediately, or you're not going to get to a guy like Alex Smith. He's not going to take sacks. Alex Smith holds that ball maybe 3 to 4 seconds. Anything other than that, you just have to, give, like I said, man, Vic Beasley, Takk McKinley, they missed, kind of missed a couple of sacks here and there, but they got pressure. And all this, Vic Beasley is ass. I mean, that's couldn't be further from the truth. Like I said, I'm a stats man. I, do a lot of chatting, with Lieutenant Dan on unintentional grounding. We would definitely be doing a collab soon. But I do a lot of talking, a lot of film work with this guy. Vic Beasley is getting pressure. He's just not getting the sacks. He's just not finishing sacks. A lot of Falcons are not finishing sacks. So you can't just say, he's ass because doesn't have the sack numbers. Vic Beasley's getting the pressures. He's just not finishing. Takk McKinley, he's not finishing as well. So we're seeing Jack Crawford benefit from those pressures. He got 2 sacks yesterday. We're seeing Duke Riley even, Duke Riley getting pressure on a couple of tackle for losses and whatnot. The Falcons are getting in the backfield. They're getting to the quarterback and they're disrupting the quarterback. I think, like I said, a lot of fans, you can't be so concerned with the sack. All right, yes, Vic only has 1 sack right now, but he's getting to the quarterback. You continue to get to the quarterback, things are going to happen. All right? It's going to happen for you. Takk, Vic, they're a perfect complement to each other. All right? So I'm not worried about them. And I'm not, honestly, like I said, I'm not worried about Vic. I know a lot of people are, concerned about his sack numbers, but I'm not concerned about it because he's getting pressure. And it's only a matter of time before he gets the sacks to go along with the pressure. Best receiving core in the league, no doubt about it. Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley, even on the slow game, Calvin Ridley still looking like a beast, man. This Falcons offense is just explosive as hell, man. Where are you guys in Atlanta? Well, I am in Atlanta. Yes, absolutely. I am definitely in Atlanta. Well, I have a lot of people in California, man. I know a lot of Falcons fans in California, so you're not the only one, Connor. You're not the only one. My boy Sergio, he definitely stays in California. I have a couple of guys that stay in California, so it's a lot of Falcons fans in California. And yeah, Falcons funk. Uh, Vic Beasley comes through to us at the crucial moments. Yeah, like I said, when I think what the Falcons need right now, and I was talking to Lieutenant Dan, the Falcons need a third defensive end because as Falcons defensive tackles, they have a rotation. You have McClain, Didi Sanat, Grady Jarrett, and Jack Crawford. Those are 4 guys you can rotate in. All right. When you look at the defensive line, the Falcons don't have it. The Falcons don't have a guy at the defensive end position that can consistently get pressure and come in and get Takk, Vic, those guys a breather. We don't have Adrian Claiborne. You're going to see at the end of the games, you're going to see a worn out Vic. You're going to see a tired Takk. Because these guys have to play pretty much every snap. You're not getting production from Brooks Reed. You're not getting to production from Derek Shelby, who just can't stay injured. And he played, he can't stay off the injury list. But he played well yesterday. But the Falcons need a third. They either need to draft one or they have to get one in free agency that can play the base defensive end and get these guys off and get these guys, they have to get these guys some time, a breather or two. Packers just playing too many snaps for my liking. If you want to have these guys best, you know, if you want to have these guys, at their best towards the end of the game so they can get, the sacks and take advantage of the tired offensive linemen, tired offensive players and whatnot, you need guys, you need a third guy that can spell Vic and Tack, man. The Falcons just don't have that. Brooks Reed has been absolute trash, okay? He's been fucking garbage. You're paying another guy. That's another guy that you're paying, and he's not producing at all. Derek Shelby is a guy you're paying money to, and he's not producing. Like I said, he had a good game this game, but he's not producing. He's not getting pressure. We don't have anyone outside of Vic Beasley on the defensive end that is consistently getting pressure. Falcons have an excellent defensive tackle rotation. That's why you're seeing Grady Jarrett, J.D. Sinat, Jack Crawford, those guys getting sacks because these guys have an excellent rotation and they're getting a breather too, so they can, come back in the fourth quarter and make plays. They make plays, you will see it. But Falcons need that third defensive end to spell Tack and Vic. Jonathan Smith. When Dion comes back, you need to move Bruce Carter. I think Bruce Carter probably be gone for the most part. Yeah, I think Bruce Carter, when Deion Jones comes back, I think Bruce will probably be the odd man out. Duke Riley, that's going to be an interesting thing. What to do with Foye Oluokun and Duke Riley. That's going to be interesting, man. Because both of those guys are improving. And look, man, Dan Quinn loves to rotate his defensive players. So, it is what it is. The best, Duke Riley, Foye Oluokun, these guys are going to have to fight it out. Deion Jones come back. He's going to man that middle. He's going to take some snaps away from guys. So, man, that's going to be interesting to say the least. It really going to be interesting to say the least with the linebacker, this rotation all together. Antoine, my man, what's up? What's good? Foye Steelers. Foye Oluokun is a damn good man. That's a damn good linebacker, man. He's improving. Don't know what the Falcons are going to do with him when Deion Jones go back. I just don't know what to say. I still think he will play, but he won't see as many snaps. Our money love. Deion Jones is scheduled to come back at the Dallas Cowboys game. He's healthy enough to come back, but due to the league rules, he has to sit out 8 games, and the 8th game is the Dallas Cowboy game. So he will be eligible to come back at the Dallas Cowboys game. So look forward to that. Falcons had to win the next couple of games in order to realistically have a chance to get to the playoffs. Oliver is trash. I don't know what the hell you're talking about, Gabe, but that guy is far from trash. If you want to say trash, you might want to look at Brooks Reed if you're talking about trash. Isaiah Oliver played a damn good game. He had a damn good game. Falcons defense in played damn great. All right, so trash. Isaiah Oliver trash. I mean, come on. Bleed played a damn good game himself, but that Falcons defense in its entirety, everyone put on the freaking show. And Greg Lance, yeah, man. Like I said, it's no coincidence how the defense played without Robert Alford, man. Isaiah Oliver played damn good, all right? He played damn good without, just snaps. The guy just, like I said, when this guy continues to get more experience, more snaps, he's going to get comfortable and he's going to gain more confidence. We're seeing that with DeMonte Casey. The more confidence and the more playing time these guys get, they learn, they get comfortable, they start to make plays. So Falcons, they have a terrific player in Isaiah Oliver, man. Have a terrific player in Isaiah Oliver. The only reason why he was, beat on that play, he just didn't get his head around. He have to learn to get his head around and play the ball, and that only comes with experience when cornerbacks are concerned. Rico Allen, Debo back. You need Rico Allen back. Communications and whatnot. So he's vital to the calls on the field. But the Falcons are doing well without Rico. The communication on the defense has gotten much better. Guys are not running around with like the fucking chicken, the head cut off. But man, I like what I see. I like what I'm seeing for the defense. Dan Quinn had these guys improving, have everyone in the right position where they can make plays. And like I said, man, the Falcons defense is only going to improve, especially when you get a guy like Deion Jones back, man. Bro, I just don't know what the hell you're talking about. Isaiah Oliver played damn great. All right, he played damn well. And if you think Isaiah Oliver is trash, that I don't know what to tell you, bro. Oliver is a rookie, and he played damn well. The Falcons, if you go back and look at the Falcons games with Robert Alford, and you look at the game with Isaiah Oliver as the starting corner, the Falcons' pass defense was much better. It was a major improvement all around. They played much better without Robert Alford. So I don't know what to tell you. I mean, you can believe whatever you want to believe. Held 9 times or whatever. It is what it is. But like I said, the guy played damn well. But Isaiah Oliver, he has a ways to go. I say the only thing you have to worry about with Isaiah Oliver is him, getting his head around, on deep balls. He has to learn how to play the ball much faster. And that only comes with experience. So I like what I saw from Isaiah Oliver, man. Johnson, just stop with Vic Beasley. He's not always getting blown off the ball. Like I said, I watch film, all right? If you want to watch film and watch Vic Beasley, watch Tack, watch Grady, go follow, all right? Please go follow Unintentional Grounding if you don't believe what I'm saying, all right? Look at film for yourself. Better yet, like I said, you can go watch Vox Lombardi. There's a ton of film YouTube channels out there so you can watch it for yourself. You don't have to believe what I say. But the fact that you saying that Vic always get blown off the ball is complete bullshit and utterly false. Alright, so you don't have to like the guy. I get it. You don't have to like him. You want to see him get back to that 15 sack. But this shit is false. Saying that Vic Beasley get blown off the ball every play, it's just complete bullshit. It's no facts. There's no film that say he gets blown. There's nothing to that other than your opinion. And like I said, you don't have to like him. And Antoine, like I said, man, what you're seeing from Vic Beasley is just one of those things where players get pressure, but they can't get the sack. A lot of players get pressures, but they're not getting the end result, all right? We're seeing that with Aaron Donald last game against the Saints. He got a lot of pressure, but he just didn't get the sacks. That happens to all great defensive linemen, all right? Vic is getting pressure. He's getting to the quarterback, but he's not finishing the sacks, all right? But please stop with the bullshit, all right? Vic Beasley is not terrible, all right? Just stop it. It's bullshit. The Falcons defense, they played damn well. Damn great, all right? So just stop it. We're not going to have that, all right? We're not going to have it on this channel. Not going to have calling out people without facts, all right? You can have your opinion, but don't spew bullshit without the facts to back it up. If you can come and show me film. You can show me film of Vic Beasley getting blown off the ball. Like I said, I'm on Twitter. I'm on Facebook. All right? I'm on Facebook. If you want to hit me with facts, then I'm more than willing to see it. But there's no fact to say Vic Beasley is getting blown off the ball. Zero fact to say that. And if you have one play, if you're going to hit me with one play and say Vic Beasley getting blown off the ball, well, I can say that for every defensive lineman. Every defensive lineman is going to get blown off the ball once in a while. That includes Aaron Donald. That includes, Grady Jarrett and Ndamukong Suh, Khalil Mack. Everyone is going to get blown off the ball every once in a while. So the fact of the matter is, with this Vic Beasley bashing, I'm not going to have this shit. One thing I will not have on this channel is we have people that's going to continue to bash players without facts. I'm about facts, bro. I'm not going to down True Front without facts. I'm not going to down Robert Alford without facts. I'm not going to down any of the Atlanta Falcons without facts. Unless you can hit me with facts, don't come in with these baseless ass opinions. And like I said, you're more than willing to comment whatever you like, but don't try to convince me without facts. Don't try to brainwash, a lot of these Falcons players, a lot of these Falcons fans who don't follow, film, who don't watch film. This is something that the Falcoholic is good for. They write shit that is negative without facts, without looking at the film. Look at the fucking film and then you hit me up. But I don't want to hear that bullshit about Vic Beasley getting blown off the ball. Vic Beasley is, he sucks. He's not getting pressure. Vic Beasley is getting pressure, but he's not getting the sacks. And the bullshit about Julio Jones is trash. He needs to be gone because he doesn't have touchdowns. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. Julio Jones is the best fucking wide receiver in the league, but we get so caught up in the end result because we want to see the pretty plays. I don't want to hear that shit. I get really frustrated when people try to downplay a player's role and a player's value because of an end fucking result. Vic Beasley is a damn good player. No, he's not a traditional defensive end. He doesn't play the run as well as others. But don't give me this shit just saying that he's he get blown off the ball every fucking play. That is far from the truth. Vic Beasley is a Sam linebacker. He's one of those traditional 3-4 outside linebackers where they're just there to get pressure. And then in this defense, he's a Leo. And all the Leo is a smaller defensive end. He's there to get pressure. All right? That's his role. So what the Falcons have to do, either in free agency and draft, is go out and get a bigger defensive lineman who can play the strong side defensive end in the base formation and just let Vic Beasley go after the passer. Just let him do what he do. So don't give me this shit about Vic Beasley being overrated or, he getting blown off the damn ball. Get the fuck out of here. I'm sorry for that little rant, but it pisses me off when people come with baseless ass opinions. And, I've been saying this shit, and it's just not you. I don't want to make it seem like it's just you. But a lot of people been hitting me up, been hitting Dan up, and hitting up a lot of Atlanta Falcons content creators, man. Either on Twitter, a lot of guys that do film. They've been hitting up with Vic Beasley just isn't getting, he's just not doing anything. And that's just so far from the fucking truth. It pisses me off that, even with Desmond Trufant, they try to use the end result as to say the guy isn't, he doesn't have value, which is complete bullshit. But let me get back into the comments, man. I just blacked out in that Mad Mike mode. Excuse me, man. But yeah, just for a second there. That's when my boy Dex, he dubbed me as the name is Mad Mike. I tend to get in those moments where I black out for a second. So excuse me for that. I'm sorry, but that's what Mad Mike Sports is all about, man. I'm not with the bullshit. Alright, I want a positive outlook on the Atlanta Falcons, and what we're not going to do on this channel, and what we're not going to do with unintentional grounding is continuously bash players without facts. If a player is playing shitty, guess what? Mad Mike is going to call him out. All right, he's going to call him out. But what I'm not going to do is bash players when they're playing great and they're just not getting the end result. That's not what I'm going to do. But Greg, that's it, man. We got to discuss the future because Casey is looking like Ed Reed, always around the ball. And that's something that, Dan and I on unintentional grounding. Like I said, I've done live videos with him, and we're definitely going to collaborate more on that. And we will, kind of go back on that. But for the most part, Casey is looking like that ball hawk, the Ed Reed, the guy that's always around the ball, whether it's, tackling or he just gets 4 interceptions all last year. That's already this year he's equaled, Deion Jones, who led the team to interceptions last year. He's tied for first at safety with 4 interceptions. That is amazing, considering the Falcons are they're 4-4. They're 4-4. Still have ways to go. So Dan Quinn, he really has something to talk about. He has something to talk about. He really has something to think about when it has to do with Casey and Ricardo Allen. I think maybe what the Falcons can do when they come back is kind of use both guys as nickel and the starting free safety. That's an excellent problem to have for the Atlanta Falcons because you can do a lot of things, man. Tevin Coleman, Devontae Freeman, like I said, man, these guys are not going anywhere anytime soon. And the way Tevin Coleman performed yesterday, you can't let him go. But it goes back to what I was saying. When you have a guy like Robert Alford who isn't consistent, the Falcons looking for money, Tevin Coleman is pretty much here to stay. But Robert Alford is on his way gone. You can't continue to pay that guy $9-10 million for inconsistent play when you have a guy like Isaiah Oliver who is capable of, doing the job. So look forward to see Tevin Coleman, Freeman here for a couple of more years, at least 2 to 3 years. 2 years, 3 years at the most. Those guys will be, it's going to be Ito Smith, Tevin Coleman, and Devontae Freeman the next couple of years for the Falcons. What the hell of an offense the Falcons have. All right. Greg Lance, apparently he's coached to rush low and tack is taught to rush high. I think the problem with Vic at times, he tends to get bored when he has to play in coverage, so it kind of takes away from him, as well as him. Like I said, I think the issue with Tack and Vic, they get tired towards the end of the game. So the Falcons can continue if they can draft. They draft a defensive end that can play the run, so Vic Beasley won't have to play the base formation and run and run defense. I think you get the best out of a Vic Beasley, the best out of a Tack McKinley. Those guys can pretty much get in the fourth quarter and do what they do best, and that's get after the quarterback. But the Falcons need a base defensive end because Vic Beasley is not the base. He's not a consistent base. You don't want a player like Vic Beasley. You don't want him. You want him to rush the passer. Let him do what he does best, and that's get after the pressure, get after the quarterback, and apply pressure. They need a third defensive end. Because Brooks Reed is just not going to cut it, man. He's not going to cut it at all. Oh man, the sheesh. All right, man. Look, man. I get like that sometimes, man. I only get mad. I only get like that when I hear the same baseless crap over and over again. All right, and I'm tired of hearing that Vic Beasley doesn't have value to this team. Well, it's complete bullshit. The Falcons are able to do a lot of things because of Vic Beasley and Grady Jarrett and Cat McKinley. Those guys are a perfect complement to each other. But the Falcons need a strong side defensive end in the base formation so we can get the best out of Vic Beasley. So he can solely worry about, just getting after the quarterback. That's what it is. Tack is a more conventional defensive end. Vic Beasley isn't that. He can cover. He can rush the passer. But we don't need him, in run defense. We just don't need Vic Beasley in run defense. He's not terrible at it, but he's not the best. And yeah, Antoine, man, like I said, man, when we look at value, I think people get stats, touchdowns, sacks, interceptions. They want to say this guy's a lockdown corner because he get interceptions. We want to say this guy's a top. We want to say this guy's a top receiver because he gets touchdowns. We see Jimmy Graham. This guy has 10 touchdowns almost every year, but he's so terrible at route running. He's so fucking garbage at blocking. He's a horrible tight end, but he gets touchdowns. So it's so much more to the game than just the end result. Stop paying so much attention to interceptions. Stop paying so much attention to touchdowns. All right? And sacks. That doesn't tell you the value that a player means to a team. Vic Beasley, he draws attention. He's going to demand two players, whether it's a running back or a tight end. You can't leave Vic one-on-one with a tackle. He's going to beat him every time. So you have to get it. You have to chip Vic Beasley. You have to have a running back. You have to have guys there to kind of distract him. Stop trying to make this guy out to be, say he sucks, because he doesn't suck. And man, Funk Nasty, man, like I said, man, I only try to speak the truth, and I don't like bashing players that don't deserve it. Like, if a guy has a terrible game, I'm going to call it out. But to say Vic Beasley sucks because he doesn't have the sack, the end results, I mean, it's fucking crazy. And like I said, Antoine said it. It's like he's like Julio Jones. Julio Jones don't have a lot of touchdowns. But the motherfucker putting up, what? It's on pace for 1,600 yards right now. But y'all worried about a fucking touchdown? No, fuck that. I would much rather have Julio with 1,600 yards than we will sit up there worried about touchdown. And the Falcons offense scoring down there 30 points a game. Fuck a touchdown when we scoring 30 points a game, all right? The hell with the touchdown. You guys can like that. I mean, you have guys on teams that have 15 sacks, but guess what the team record is? They're below 500. So what's really real, okay? Really real, people. You want to worry about sacks and interceptions when your team still fucking sucks? Your offense still fucking sucks? The hell with that. The hell with the end result. Julio Jones' value to the offense is so much more than just, touchdowns. Vic Beasley's value to this defense is so much more than just sacks. He allows the tack to see single coverage. At times, he allows to let Grady Jarrett see one-on-one. Grady Jarrett tack one-on-one. This is the reason why these guys are getting these numbers, man. How the hell do you think in the game where Adrian Claiborne had 6 fucking sacks in the game, how do you think that he was able to get 6 sacks? They couldn't double him because they were going to leave Vic Beasley one-on-one. and you leave Vic Beasley one-on-one with anyone, he's going to get a sack. So when I say no value to a team, there's so much more that players are and what he means to this defense. Vic Beasley allows the Falcons to do so many things. This guy's excellent. He's damn good in coverage. He has one of the best first steps in the game. You have to respect that. And offenses have to chip them. They have to put tight ends. That keeps the tight end out in coverage. Out of coverage because you have to block. It keeps the running back in instead of using him as a weapon out of the backfield. These are the things that you don't see, that fans don't pay attention to. Vic Beasley is so valuable to this defense. And no, he's not getting the sacks, but he's getting the pressures. He means a lot. But True Front, yes. True Front is definitely good. Like I said, True Front means what I say that Vic Beasley means to it. He allows the Falcons to do certain things, certain coverages and whatnot. And like I said, this is the reason why the Falcons didn't trade Vic Beasley. This is the reason why Falcons gave Desmond Trufant so much money. He means so much to this defense. A guy like Dan Quinn is not going to pay a guy $60 million if he didn't deem him worthy of that money. I mean, just stop it, people. Man, man, look, man. I'm just trying to be real, man. I'm tired of people. I'm really tired of people going at Vic Beasley like he's some fucking scrub or something. And no, I'm not happy with his sack numbers at all. But we're not going to sit up here and point the finger at Vic Beasley and say he fucking sucks. We're not going to point the finger at Julio and say we need to trade Julio away because he only has one touchdown on the season. We're not going to do that. We're damn not going to do that. We damn sure not going to do that. And we get Deion Jones back, it's going to open up so much more to this Falcons pass rush because Deion Jones is an excellent cover linebacker. He's gonna open up a lot of things for players to make plays. All right, take chances. Desmond Trufant is going to be able to take chances as a cornerback because he has that guy and Deion Jones in the middle who's capable of covering. He can see things. He can diagnose plays underneath before anyone else. So if you get Deion Jones back, you can play more man-to-man. You can play a lot of zone. Deion Jones can do it. He can do it all. So he's going to open up a lot of things. Foye Oluokun was a converted safety. So this guy's size, his speed, and he's learning. He's getting better and better. And I expect next year for him to be I expect next year the Foye to be the starting weak side linebacker. He's just that good. I like what I see from Duke Riley, but Foye Oluokun much higher upside than Duke Riley. I love what I see from Foye. Another great pick from Dan Quinn, who knows players. He knows what he wants in his players, man. Yes, KZ is tied for first in safety interceptions, and this guy's only a year. That's one, man, bro. That's the real deal. All right, and like I said, I love Rico Allen. I think the Falcons still can use him in a number of ways, but the Falcons have a great. They have a good thing at safety, man. You can rotate KZ and Ricardo Allen at corner. They can play that slot. KZ can play that slot, or he can play the safety. The safety, the one to kind of sit back and read the defense. He can do it all. So, man, the Falcons. I'm really looking up to next year, man. I really am looking up looking forward to next year, man. To getting these guys back, Rico Allen, Keanu Neal, we get Deion Jones back. I'm so excited. I really am excited to see what the Falcons can do, man. Um, do you really think we can play Tico and Freeman? The Falcons have no choice but to play Tevin Coleman. They can't. If you're gonna trade Tevin Coleman, you're gonna get a second round pick from him. I think you can pay him. I don't think Tevin Coleman is a feature back, but when he's on, he's on. But he hasn't shown this year that he can be a feature back. But he has those games like the past one with the Washington Redskins. I try not to say Redskins, but the Washington Skins. He has those flashes of brilliance where you can't just ignore this guy. You have to find a way to make him happy, and I think the way to do that is probably front load the contract, give him most of his money up front, and back in the back of his contract, kind of make it a way where it's somewhere in the neighborhood of about $4 or $5 million a year. I think the first couple of years he'll make about $8 million a year, which basically means that the Falcons will give Tevin Robert Allen's money. So Robert Allen, but Robert Robert Alford's money. So I think they're going to trade Robert Alford. I mean, either trade Robert Alford or outright release him and give Tevin Coleman Robert Alford's money. But the Falcons definitely need that, Greg. Yeah, the Falcons need that third rusher because they have nothing outside of Vic and Tack, man. Those guys are playing every snap at defensive end. They need a third guy, a guy like Aiden Claiborne who could come in and give these guys a breather so they can, be on top of the game come, the fourth quarter. This is what the Falcons do. They want to get after the quarterback in the fourth quarter. And you can't do that when your two top guys are paying, 50 to 70 snaps at defensive end. They're going to get big boys. So you give these guys a breather. You have an excellent rotation. A 3-man, a 4-man rotation at defensive end, a 4-man rotation. That's why we're seeing Alford and, Detus and not Grady Jarrett getting these sacks because defensive end, they're playing pretty much every snap. They can't take plays off. You can't take Vic Beasley and Tack out at the same time. You're not getting the production. And you have to keep these guys in. Like I said, they need their third end rush. I will be doing my draft. I'll be starting on that real soon to figure out which player that the Falcons will need, a guy that will need to go after in the draft or in free agency. But the Falcons need that third edge rusher, man. They really do. Man, Steven Means is trash, man. I think he just needs to go. There's no need to even have him back. I think if I can't believe I'm even saying this, but if if Bruce Irvin is serious about winning or even coming to the Atlanta Falcons, I think the Falcons could try to find a way that they can restructure either. It really has to, at this point, I think it has to be Mohamed Sanu's contract. You have to restructure Mohamed Sanu, try to get a couple of $1 million here and there. Sign Bruce Irving for about a million, $1.5 million to come play for the rest of the season. Can make it. If you haven't heard, Bruce Irvin actually followed Matt to be for the Atlanta Falcons. So it seems like to me he wants to. But I think it just has to be the right deal for the Falcons, man. I don't know how it's going to work out, but it's going to be interesting, man. My hopes is to see Bruce Irvin in Atlanta, but just the money right now. It's just the money, man. And Ray Bellamy, thank you, man. Like I said, man, I just try to be honest. And what we not gonna do is just bash players. What I'm not gonna do is bash players because you know some preconceived opinion. I mean, a lot of the bashing with Vic Beasley, even with Julio Jones. I mean, I remember early in the season, everybody was talking about trading Julio Jones because he was money hungry and all this bullshit. All right, so Falcons fans, look, man, you more than happy to have your opinion, but I want to see facts to back it up, man. If it ain't factual, if you can't back it up with facts, then that's just another baseless opinion, which everyone is entitled to. Bobby Dave, what's good, man? I hope you subscribe to the channel, man. Appreciate it. Everybody in this chat, man, if you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button, man. Help your boy out. I'm trying to get to 1,000, man. Appreciate it, everybody. Really do. I try not to say the other words, so I'm gonna say Washington Skins, okay? Boots, what's good, man? What's good, player? How do you think Oliver did? I think Oliver is solid. Um, Only thing that if you want to nitpick at his game, I love his tackling. Um, his technique is pretty damn good. Um, I like his press technique. His technique is damn. I can't fucking talk right now. I love his technique, his pressing. I love his fluidity with his hips and whatnot. He's not one of those tall guys who can't move their hips and they can't, they're not athletic. Jalen Collins as a player that wasn't really too fluid with his hips and whatnot. I saw multiple instances where he was, he was turned around a couple of times and he recovered well. But Oliver, he presses well, has fluid hips, and only thing that he needs to work on is his ball skills right now. And I think that comes in time in figuring out, that comes in time when you have to get more snaps and experience. And right now, he just doesn't have the experience. So I think the Falcons should at least, keep Robert Alford out for the next couple of games to get this guy snaps because Oliver is going to be a star for me. I really like what I see from this guy. Should the Falcons pick up Bruce Irvin? Kind of went that over that a second ago. I don't think the Falcons will, but if they do, they will probably most likely have to restructure someone's contract. I have to go look at the contract extension with Josh Allen to see if they freed up any money with that deal. That's something that people not really paying attention to. Got to go look at the stats on that. But if the Falcons want to get a guy like Bruce Irvin, and Bruce Irvin wants to play for the Falcons, he'll have to come in for about $1.5 million to $1 million. He'll pretty much have to take a pay cut if he wants to become an Atlanta Falcons and work on in the off season on getting a deal that is good. But I would love to see Bruce Irvin with the Falcons, man. I think that'll be excellent. Have Bruce Irvin, Vic Beasley, and Tack McKinley, Grady Jarrett, Dejan Sanat, Jack Crawford. My goodness. Boy, whew. Man. That would be scary. That would be scary. Do you think Free could take a pay cut? I don't think Free will take a pay cut. I don't think he has to take a pay cut at this point. But I think maybe 2020 he'll most likely take a pay cut to restructure to kind of get the Falcons more flexibility. I think Free just want to be with the Atlanta Falcons. It just makes all the sense for him. But you never know when players love their money. But I think Freeman is just a different breed of player, man. I just think he's a different breed of player. I don't think he will be, I really don't think it'll be an issue with Devontae Freeman taking a pay cut or issue with Mohamed Sanu because the Falcons have something special. And I think both guys, Mohamed Sanu, Devontae Freeman, these guys want to finish what they started in 2016 and get that fucking Super Bowl. So I don't think it's out of the question to see Devontae Freeman, Mohamed Sanu take a pay cut for the team. Even Desmond Trufant for that matter. I think these guys just want to get to a Super Bowl. And there's not a lot of teams right now that are set up like the Atlanta Falcons. When you look at the Saints, their future is in doubt. When you look at the Rams, even they're going all out this year. They don't have a ton of picks. I mean, they're trading everyone to win the Super Bowl this year. The Saints have traded they traded their shoes, socks, the cousin, the mama, their sister, their brother, everybody to get a damn Super Bowl this year. So the Falcons players, I think they're just a different breed of players, man. I don't think the Falcons will have a problem taking a cut, but I don't think it'll be this year. Maybe not. 14 million, $9 million cut. I think 2020 will be most likely the time where he doesn't get a pay cut. I'm thinking 2020, 2019, where we're looking at Devontae Freeman taking a restructuring his deal. Malik, man, yeah, I think the Falcons. Falcons are going to be the team that no one wants to play as long as the defense improves. Man, like I said, the way this defense is playing right now, they're steadily improving. And Matt Ryan playing on the MVP level, there's no way that anybody wants to see this Falcons defense, especially when they get a playmaker like Deion Jones back. It's going to be scary, bro. It's going to be scary. I'm really not afraid of any team right now. We get Deion Jones back, this Falcons defense can make some noise. This Falcons team can make some noise. This defense is improving. And you Andre Campbell back in his typical role. So, man, I think the Falcons can I really think the Falcons can make a run, man. I'm not worried about anybody. I think we can beat the Saints. I'm not afraid of their defense. I'm not afraid of their offense. They're gonna throw. Like I say, every time we play the Saints, it's always a good game. It's always a big game, man. Whew. Yeah, man. I'm telling you, man. We get Deion back, man. Him and Casey. Casey is playing lights out right now. Trufant is consistent. Isaiah Oliver, he's starting to get more. He's starting to get more reps, and we can get Robert Alford back and play him more in the slot. Man, this defense can make a run. Dan Quinn can make a run with this defense. Make no mistake about it. 4-year-old Olakun, Duke Riley are playing much better than when they was playing early in the season. So this Falcons defense can make some noise. All they need is a third defensive end. And this defense is going to be awesome. If they find a way to get Bruce Irvin, on this team, man, watch the hell out, all right? Watch the fuck out for this team. This team is going to be scary. We find a way to get in Bruce Irvin. Find a way to get Bruce Irvin and find a way to get in the playoffs. Get Deion Jones back. Man, bruh. Look, man, I'm already excited about that. Just find a way to get Bruce Irvin. Even if he can take a pay cut. Find a way to get this guy in. Restructure some contracts here and there. Man, it's going to be a problem. Bruce Irvin played in Seattle in that Dan Quinn system, so he doesn't have to, pretty much get acclimated as far as figure out what he needs to do. I think the only thing right now with the Falcons would ask Bruce Irvin to do is just to go after the quarterback. That's it. Just be better than Brooks Reed. Just be better than Brooks Reed. That's all you asking for with Bruce Irvin. He's pretty much Vic Beasley without the coverage ability. Bruce Irvin is not as good as in coverage as Vic Beasley is. So when you have a guy like Bruce Irvin, Vic Beasley, Tack McKinley, oh my God, that's a hell of a rotation. That's one hell of a rotation, bro. Man, that's scary. That'll be scary. That'll be scary. Whew, man. I just wish if Bruce Irvin was serious about coming to Atlanta, man, he's gonna take a pay cut, come to Atlanta for the veteran minimum or just the minimum, for a couple about $800,000 to $1 million. Man, the Falcons are gonna be scary, bro. Falcons are going to be scary. And if they can get to the playoffs and this team can go to a Super Bowl. They can get to a Super Bowl and they can win a Super Bowl. But it all comes down to getting a Bruce Irvin, getting back Deion Jones, and that offense continues to do what they do, and that make explosive plays. And and another thing that a lot of fans are not paying any attention to is that the Falcons can bring Devontae Freeman back in the playoffs. If they make a run or they get in the playoffs, Devontae Freeman can come back. So now, when you look at it, the Falcons can have 3 quality running backs in the playoffs. So there will be no drop-off when it comes to the running game. You have Ito Smith, Tevin Coleman, Devontae Freeman. Man, the Falcons can be a problem. The Falcons can be a problem if they can just somehow get Bruce Irvin, get into the playoffs. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody would want to see that. That was the point, Antoine. That was the point of putting Freeman on the temporary IR. You won't have to rush him back. He has surgery on his groin and whatnot, so I don't think the Falcons are. I don't think the Falcons are going to rush him back. No need to bring him back so fast, but I think they did that because they fully intended to make a run, and they fully intended to be in the playoffs. And see, this is what I love about Dan Quinn. That motherfucker they were sitting at 1-4, and this dude said we are not going to feel sorry about ourselves. We're going to continue to play hard, and we're going to continue to go all out. And these guys have battled back from 1-4, sitting at 4-4, playing their damn guts out. And this defense is improving, and these guys believe in everything that Dan Quinn preaches. Man, oh, whew. Deion Jones, you get Deion Jones, KZ, Grady, Tack, Vic. Oh my gosh. And you can get a Devontae Freeman, a fresh Devontae Freeman back in the playoffs. Man, teams are going to be fucking terrified of this team. They're going to be fucking terrified. All right? And you don't have to rush Free back. You can just have him in a couple of packages here and there. You got 3 quality running backs who are capable of making plays. Man, nobody wants to see this, all right? Nobody wants to see that. Nobody would want to see that. Especially you get a, especially when you get a Bruce Irvin to go along with this, man. This team is going to be a fucking nightmare for people. And you don't need Bruce Irvin to be a major star. You don't need him to do too much. All you need is Bruce Irvin is to be that third pass rusher. To just spell Tack McKinley, spell Vic Beasley, all right, and just go after the quarterback. That's it. You don't need anything else. And you can do so many things with these guys. Like I said, Vic Beasley can cover. All right, Bruce Irvin can cover. So you can do a number of things with these guys. You can blitz these guys. You can do these zone blitzes. You can blitz these guys from different packages, in the nickel. There's just so many things you can do with these guys, man. Just so many freaking things you can do it. Having a Bruce Irvin on this team, my God. Whew. Man, I think we can handle the Rams. The only thing I'm concerned about with the Rams is just Aaron Donald. We have to protect we have to protect Matt from Aaron Donald. That motherfucker is in the middle. Whew. That guy's a damn animal, man. That guy's a fucking beast. But it's not impossible. Falcons have a pretty good damn offensive line. You still have Alex Mack in the middle. So I'm not too concerned about Aaron Donald, but I think we can really take it to that Rams secondary for sure. I know we can take advantage of that secondary. But Quinn definitely loves his versatility. And we're seeing that now, man. Falcons have so many players that can do so many things. Casey, Beasley, man. Deion Jones back. And Deion Jones is going to be a lightning rod. You talking about somebody, he's going to energize that defense, man. He's going to provide instant improvement to that Falcons defense. All right, so man, oh my gosh. Just thinking about this just gets me so freaking excited, man. It really does, man. But yeah, man. Those are my three keys to victory, man. 3 keys to victory. Off topic, but do you think the Panthers are making it to the playoffs? Don't know. If they continue to play the way they're playing, they could possibly make a run. But anytime you have a running game and a defense, you can't count anybody out. But I think if the Falcons play them, we can beat them. I'm just not a believer in the Carolina Panthers, but I think they can make it to the playoffs. But I'm not really convinced that they are a legitimate Super Bowl contender, if that's what you asking. I think they can make the playoffs, but I don't think they're a legitimate Super Bowl contender. I just don't believe in their defense. Too old, too banged up. I mean, they're really banged up, so I don't believe in them. The Aints are on the road. The Aints on a fucking... They lucky as fuck, all right? Let's not forget about these guys. These refs cheated the Rams out of a number of calls yesterday. Those some cheating son of a bitches when you get in that damn sucker-ass, dirty-ass stadium it is, all right? They do a lot of fucked up shit, a lot of screwed up calls when they're in that damn dome. I hate going to that because you know it's going to be bullshit. You know it's going to be bullshit. Every time you go in there, it was at least 3 horrible calls against the Rams yesterday. Horrible. Three horrible fucking calls. Yep, and the Aints. All right, and look, the offense is going to be the offense. Drew Brees is going to be Drew Brees. But don't screw teams out of plays, man. They screwed the Panthers, but the Rams had at least 3 plays that I remember yesterday. I'm not worried about this Aints. I mean, come on. And I don't think you got the best Rams team yesterday. They weren't. They didn't get a lot of pressure yesterday. The secondary was just awful. But I think in time, the Rams will get back to what they do best, and that's getting after the quarterback. Aaron Donald was just, he played well, but he wasn't his usual dominant self. Yeah, man, that's what I mean. The guy was clearly over it. They replayed it. The guy replayed the play. He was clearly over, and they still called it back. Like, that's the type of shit that I'm talking about. Anytime you're in there, it's always some bullshit. It's always some bull crap. It's like going to the damn Foxborough. You know they're going to cheat you out of the crap. You know they're going to cheat you out of it. Every freaking time. I mean, everybody in the fucking world saw that guy was not down, and when his knee was down, the ball was over. It was at the mark. Yet they still replayed the damn thing and got it wrong. Like, what's the fuck? What's the point of replaying it if you're still gonna get it wrong? And like I said, man, look, I don't. They look to bring up that 2006 or whatever the fuck it was, that Super Bowl, but I'm not a believer in this Saints team. That defense is just horrible. Okay, that secondary is trash. That secondary is trash. Eli Apple is fucking trash. PJ Williams is trash. And the Rams just don't have a good receiver corps. I mean, Brandon Cooks is fast, but he can't get open. Kupp is okay. Other than that, the tight ends are okay. I mean, they really don't have a good receiving corps. But that monster that they have in TG3, that Todd Gurley, they got to ride with that. And if he's not on, they're not going to score a lot of points. Yeah, Julio, Calvin Ridley, Muhammad Sanu, everybody was taking turn on Eli Apple ass. All right, they were taking turns on his ass. So I'm not worried about the Saints defense, man. That's the most overrated team I've ever seen in my life. They've gotten so lucky this year. Missed field goals and whatnot. The Falcons. Damn near everything stood out. I like Brandon Cook's speed, but his route running just still has yet to improve. He's just fast. He's one of those players that you have to kind of use like a Percy Harvin, like trick plays, get him in open field, just using screens and whatnot. How the Falcons use their players. But Brandon Cooks is just not a well-rounded route runner. I think that's his biggest issue. Because he has blazing speed, but he just is a poor route runner. But Dawson Dempsey, I appreciate you subbing, man. Appreciate that. Everybody, man, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, man, please hit that subscribe button, boy. Your boy trying to hit 1,000, man. Help your boy out, man. Trying to get to 1,000. So tell everybody, share this video, share any video, the Facebook, Twitter, whatever, man. Sharing will really, really help. So I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody, man. But yes, going in 2 fucking hours. Don't have anything. Oh, check. Like I said before, I will be doing a live video with Dan at Unintentional Grounding. Again, if you guys have not subscribed to it, this guy's excellent film breakdown and players and whatnot. Check out his live videos. I will be collaborating soon with him on another live video. So again, man, I appreciate all the love, man. Everyone that supports the channel. But your boy, man, Mike is out, man. I appreciate it. I truly appreciate it, man. Trying to make this Atlanta Falcons team channel with myself, Mad Mike Sports, Unintentional Grounding, the DMB report, and everyone. Like I said, if you have a channel, Sergeant AR10. I know I'm missing some other guys, but you guys trying to make a positive atmosphere for Atlanta Falcons fans, because I'm tired of Falcoholic. I'm tired of ESPN with all the constant negativity concerning our players every fucking chance that you got. All right, we're gonna do this thing right. We have a positive outlook on the Falcons, because if we aren't positive, we not uplifting each other, we damn sure can't depend on ESPN to do that shit. So we have to do it for ourselves. Start with us. Rise up. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. And your boy, Mad Mike, is out, man. Peace.